My name is Rhapsody, welcome back to Hearthstone Arena. We have two current requests, the first of them by Mr. Schrumpet for a Murloc Shaman. I'll explain the stipulations of which once we pick Shaman, alright. And the other one was by Signature for a... for a Druid, sorry. Okay, Secret Keeper is really bad. Wait, explain the stipulations, Ryan. You said you were going to explain it. Explain those stipulations. Alright. As I just quickly adjust my seating position to become a little more comfortable. Those stipulations are, in the first 4 packs, was it 4 or 3? I think it was 4. I'll give it 4. In the first 4 packs, if I find the Shaman Legendary Neptulon, or any Murloc, I have to pick it, and all following Murlocs, so that I get a Murloc deck, Shaman Murloc deck, right? It would be a very specific thing to be offered in Arena, but I'll give it a go. Oh, I also have a request for Handlock, by Lachlan. I'll keep an eye out for that as well. Anyhow, Secret Keeper. Whenever a secret is played, gain +1/+1. Nope. Your opponent can play around it with their secrets, and Shaman doesn't have any secrets to be casting. Gadgets and Auctioneer, 6 mana 4/4. Whenever you cast a spell, draw a card. Still very good in Shaman. Why? Because all the Shaman spells are cheap. Rockbiter Weapon, Lightning Storm is 3, Hex is 3, Rockbiter Weapon, all your really useful spells are quite cheap. Hell, even Lava Burst, 3 for 5. And Manatide Totem at the end of your turn, draw a card. If you can have that survive for 2 turns, you will outvalue your opponent. And for that reason, I think it's more valuable. It's less reliant on things than the Gadgets and Auctioneer. Okay, Bloodsail Raider. Gain attack equal to the attack of your weapon. So that's really good in Shaman when you pick up Stormforged Axe or Doomhammer. Frostwolf Grunt, 2/2 Taunt, and Tinkertown Technician, Battlecry if you have a mech, gain +1/+1 and add a spare part to your hand. That's an amazing card if you have a mech, but can I rely on getting mech synergy? What was I just talking about in terms of the Gadgets and Auctioneer? I can't rely on it, so therefore I have to go for the thing that is most useful in the largest situation. Because a 2/2 for a 2/3 for 2 is still good, but a 3/3 for 3 is average. Okay, these are all really bad. Restore a minion to full health and give it Taunt. Unless you basically use all of the life points of that minion, this is a very useless card. Because giving Taunt to things is usually not worthwhile. Frost Shock, deal 1 damage to an enemy character and freeze it. I'm going to be taking that, by the way. And then Wind Fury Harpy. It's a 6 mana, 4/5. It's overcosted. It's got Wind Fury, but that never really matters. So I'm going to be taking the Frost Shock. I have to rely on the Frost Shock killing something for me to actually end up getting value from it. This is an anti-value card. Ogre Magi is really good for spell damage, which, well, I mean, it does say spell damage +1, so that's a good example of why it might be good for spell damage. Unfortunately, the Whirling Zap-O-Matic is amazing as a 2 mana 3/2. Cool. Wind Fury. Wait, what? That just makes it, well, not strictly better, but usually better than things like the Bloodfin Raptor. Bloodfin Raptor, obviously, it's not strictly better than for the reason that the Bloodfin Raptor is a beast, so it has beast synergies. Magma Rager dies to 3 hero abilities and basically any spell in the game, useless card. Acolyte of Pain has no board effect, and especially since I have another 3-drop that is card draw that has no board effect, I can't really stack up on those. Ogre Brute is an amazingly good card in my mind. I'm not going to say it, well, I'm going to say it's a really well-designed card, right? Because it can fuck you over. But the stats are amazing for the 3-drop, so I'm going to end up taking that one. Novice Engineer, more likely than not, is cycle a card and skip turn 2, so that's really bad. Wind Fury Harpy I've already talked about. And Darkscale Healer. It's basically 1 more mana for a Yeti being huge, amazing. So it's 1 more, so it becomes average. I mean, it's basically a 1 mana less Wind Fury Harpy that does 2 health to all friendly characters, which can be good in trading situations. And the reason, by the way, just for anyone who's about to get on my case about this, the reason that the Dark Scale Healer is not the same as Ancestral Healing, you're still healing a minion, but the Dark Scale Healer develops a 4/5, whereas the Ancestral Healing develops fuck all. Fork Lightning is really good for early and late removal as well, depending on... Because in early, you're just like, I'll just kill 2 of your minions and skip my next turn, whatever. But in the late game, it's like, I'm just gonna get spell damage out on the field and destroy all your minions, whatever. Anyhow, Annoyatron, it's okay if you have mech synergy. At this point, with the Whirling Zap-O-Matic and the Annoyatron, I really feel like I should have gone with the Tinkertown Technician. Reincarnate is too reliant on getting really good Death Rattle effects for me to actually want to be using that. Okay, so Tauren Warrior, it's a 2/3, it's overcosted for 3 mana, right? It's basically, in the largest amount of situations, it's going to be the same as a Bloodsail Raider, right? 2 mana, 2/3, 3 mana, 2/3. Most of the time, its Taunt Enrage is useless or entirely null and void, so there's no particular reason that I'd want to take it. Razor Van Hunter is pretty good when you're desperate for 3s and you want to be able to fill the board. I'm not desperate for 3s, I've already got an Ogre Brute, and we're only 7 cards in. So I'm going to take the Whirling Zap-O-Matic, again, another amazing 2. Ooh. Oh, by the way, I didn't see a Murloc in the first 4 picks, so I don't have to take Puddle Stomper. And actually, that is important, because I'm going to be taking the Ancient Brewmaster, because it's amazing stats, and I don't have a 4, right? Well, it's good stats, a 5/4 for 4. I'd prefer a 4/5, right? Because then it survives killing a 4/5. Ah, well. I'll take the Ancient Brewmaster. The Murlocs there are not valuable for me. Knife Juggler actually has increased value in my deck, because I'll be able to use my totem to... for 4 mana, summon a Knife Juggler and a 0/2 or a 1/1, and send out 1 damage to a random enemy, and that can be pretty valuable. I mean, because I'm only using 1 card for it. Forked Lightning Micro Machine. I think I might actually have too much early game right now, and Forked Lightning can be versatile for the late game, because I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 sterling early plays, right? And I'm hoping to get a Stormforged Axe or something like that as well. Forked Lightning can be an early play, but it can also be a late play, so I'm going to take the Forked Lightning. For versatility in my deck, basically. Again, I would love to take the Micro Machine, but I think I actually have too much early game. And even though the Micro Machine can be crazy, so can the Whirling Zap-O-Matic, so I'm not too fussed on going for the things that might end the game. I'd like to go for the things that in the largest amount of situations will help me. Since my 3-drop slot is weak, I'm going to end up taking the Stormwind Knight here, and the reason I'm going to be doing that is because it allows me to get an immediate effect out on the field. Probably equalize if I haven't been able to deal with my opponent's minions thus far. Stoneskin Gargoyle, 3 mana for a 1/4, overcosted because it can't kill anything at 1/4. Its ability really doesn't mean anything almost 100% of the time. Bloodfen Raptor has the same problem that the rest of the cards do. Now, you might be looking at it, Bloodfen Raptor, that's 2 mana. Flametongue Totem, that's 2 mana. Why are you taking a Flametongue Totem when you refuse to take a Bloodfen Raptor? Simple. Flametongue Totem is not a turn 2 play. You don't play a fucking Flametongue Totem naked onto the board, are you insane? You're a madman. I can't remember how the theme tune goes, otherwise I would have done a thing of the theme tune. Anyway, Flametongue Totem. You use it in the late game when you have a bunch of weenie little dudes on your board, to trade them into something big. I mean, like, if I've got if I've got 3 of my totems out, and say they're all everything except for the Flametongue Totem, right? So I've got Healing, I've got Taunt, and I've got, Spell Damage Totem. Wrath of Air, Stoneclaw Totem, and I don't know what the Healing Totem's called. Probably Healing Totem, if I had to guess. Anyway, I put the Flametongue Totem next to them, I trade off the Healing Totem, it runs into something, does 2 damage, dies. Then the next one comes up, the Taunt Totem runs into something, does 2 damage, dies. Then the Wrath of Air Totem. So I've done 6 damage just by trading off my hero abilities, right? It's called the Totem Tango, or Totem Dancing. So Rock Body Weapon, it's versatile, but it's more early game than late, in my opinion. Force Tank Max, if your opponent has a Divine Shield Break, it's almost strictly worse than a War Golem, except for the fact that it's mech. Anyhow, Bolt of Hisoga is a 6/7 for 6. It's amazing stats. There's no reason for me not to pick that up, especially considering I don't have anything on 6. Ooh, I don't like this one god dang bit. Okay, so the ability to give a minion Wind Fury. Awesome if I didn't... If I valued that, and I don't. It looks like it's going to be a River Crocolisk, and then I'm going to have to stop picking early game cards. Yeah. Obviously, I've said before, 3 mana for a 1/4, regardless of the card text. Well, not regardless of the card text, but mostly irrespective of the card text is overcosted. Are you fucking kidding me? It's not offering me late game. I might have to take the Dread Corsair, and hope to get a weapon. Because the Murloc Tidehunter is too hopeful. Or do I take the Murloc Tidehunter and try and go for Flametongue Totem, Knife Juggler synergy? I mean, this relies on a lot of other stuff happening as well. I hate doing that, but I had to. Alright, Spiteful Smith is the best stats here. 5 mana, 4/6. Might enrage and get a weapon charge, but it really doesn't matter if it doesn't. Forked Lightning is really good, but I don't have bigger dudes, so I need to build up my big dude presence. I've tried to take all the big dudes I can, but I'm not getting that many. Now, look at Nightblade. 5 mana, 4/4. Look at Spiteful Smith. 5 mana, 4/6. This one dies to a Yeti. This one does not. Right? This one dies to Soulfire. This one does not. This one dies to True Silver Champion. This one does not. Basically, there's a mosquito in my room. Also, there's far more things that will kill a Nightblade, and the Battlecry dealing 3 damage to an enemy hero is very rarely useful. So that's the choice. Stormpike Commando is 5 mana for a 4/2, but the Battlecry deal 2 damage means that most often you'll 2 for 1 with the Stormpike Commando, right? You'll cast it, it'll kill something, and then your opponent will have to deal with Stormpike Commando, and considering the fact that Stormpike Commando has 4 attack, usually they have to use something that will end up dying. I don't like Lord of the Arena, it's overcosted for the stats it gives. Okay, Unbound Elemental, I have 2 Overload triggers. But at the same rate, 3 mana 2/4 is not horrible. But I would prefer a 3 mana 3/4 like a Spider Tank or something like that. But, you know, you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometimes, you might just find that you get what you need. I was just talking about those... those 3 mana 2/4s. Goblin Sapper is a 3 mana 2/4, right? It's not always useful, but it's a 3 mana 2/4. Arcane Nullifier, Taunt can't be targeted by spells or hero powers, so yeah, it can be used to protect really important things. I could use it to protect Whirling Zap-O-Matic, but that's not going to happen in an incredible amount of situations. What is going to happen in an incredible amount of situations is I'm going to have the Violet Teacher and 3 1-mana spells. And the high likelihood of getting more. Especially just being a 3/5, it's fine for those stats. This is going to have to be Frost Elemental just for the big dude. Which is unfortunate. So is this like my 5th Fork Lightning that's offered to me? I can't overload myself that much, right? Unstable Ghoul has an anti-synergistic value in the fact that it will kill any of my Flametongue Totem. Well, not Flametongue, sorry, it'll kill my... What are they called? The 1/1. Wrath of Flame Totem? Fuck! I named them just before. Anyway, Frost Elemental, freeze a character, sometimes that's worthwhile, but at the same rate, I need stuff in my 6-drop slot, and I need 5 mana and I need 5/5 cards. For the same reason, I'm going to be picking Spiteful Smith for the endgame. Oh god. Okay, so I can't take the Reckless Rocketeer, because it only 1/1s, and even then, it does that very rarely. I need better late game. I'm going to take the Earth Shock on the off chance that I'm going to be able to silence something and kill it like, say, a Scarlet Crusader, wink, or something like that. I don't know. Sometimes it's good to have a silence in your deck at the very least. Bolt of Hisoga, I'm not even going to talk about the situation that arose in my brain for picking the Bolt of Hisoga. I just needed a 6-drop. Lightning Bolt, really good 1-mana card, but Shattered Sun Cleric, amazing 3-drop, especially for the fact that if I have a totem out on the field, I can just buff it instead. I don't really need a great target out on the field. Gnomish Inventor, yep, 4 mana, 2/4, draw a card. Draw a card being worth an equivalent of, say, 1 mana to 1.5 mana. So think of it as a 3 mana 2/4, or a 2.5 mana 2/4. Oh, now you're getting value. Doomhammer! Doomhammer, whoa, whoa. Alright, Doomhammer's really good for removal. Really good. If you don't know what I'm referencing Bane from Dota 2. When he picks up a Blink Dagger, he sings Blink Dagger, and then does like a kind of like vocal riff, and kind of like what I did, except good. Okay, so Farsight, inconsistently good. Stiltfin Spirit Walker, I have, what, 2 Murlocs in the deck? Not worth my time. Doomhammer removes all of my opponent's beasts. Hey, this would have turned out to be a good Murloc deck, but there was no Murloc until the 8th pick, so I am free of having to do the Murloc Shaman. 4 mana 5/4? 5 mana 5/4? 4 mana 5/4? Where'd the other one go? I'm going to take the Dark Iron Dwarf out of this pack because it enables me to trade off my minions, specifically my totems, which are valueless. So that's like a 0 for 1, that's crazy. And a Argent Commander to kind of seize up that late game. I'd like some bigger dudes, like some 7+ dudes, but at the same rate, this isn't that bad. Our early plays are, well, okay. Our 3-drops are rare, unfortunately, and sometimes reliant on having other things. Our 4s, 5s, and 6s are amazing. Okay, so we kind of want to curve into late game, but not that late. So we want to curve into kind of like mid-late. And especially with our spells, we should be able to do that. We might even be able to use our spells to augment our curve so that we can kind of skip the 3-drop and instead cast a spell and do another 2-drop. That would be value right there. Ah. Excuse me, I appear to have the hiccups. No, I don't. Excellent. Oh, that would have been bad. Can't be hiccuping while recording. I'd have to get someone to scare me, like, I don't know, go up against a Warlock that has Jaraxxus. Veritas, I've versed you before. Alright, let's get these going, buddy. I kind of want to keep the Doomhammer in my opening hand. That's how good it is. But at the same rate, if I can coin out a 2 into a 2... Oh. There are very few ways for a Murloc to deal with a Murloc Tidehunter. For a Warlock, sorry, to deal with a Murloc Tidehunter.
Greetings, friend. Why do you call?
He's gonna need Soulfire to deal with this. Or... Direwolf Alpha. Yeah, Soulfire. Dark Bomb, I forgot that's a card. Shit! I was really hoping I'd be able to kill that and then whatever he summoned on the other side as well. Okay, so River Crocolisk actually stands up to the Void Walker and can kill it and survive. So that's fine as well.
Mind if I roll need?
So the Murloc Tidehunter actually isn't a horrible play right now, because even the weeniest of them threatens his whole board. I would not be surprised at all to see him attack the face in their Hellfire. Fell Cannon! Oh. Man is spirited. Yeah. Oh yeah. Come on, taste the Fell Cannon, buddy. But since his board is clear, it's actually worth my time to remove that. 5. Yeah, I'll probably stick to my curve and cast the Spiteful Smith, because then I can curve into the Argent Commander. For going second, I'm kind of in a disadvantage here. That Dark Bomb, though. Uh-oh. Okay, so it's only when his hero takes damage on his turn. The problem is, this turn he can tap, and then that becomes a 6/6, and then he runs the 6/6 into my Spiteful Smith. I need to rely on my, on him having to make a stupid play to get away from my Stormwind Knight, so that then my Stormwind Knight, is basically invalidated by the fact that I can run the Argent Commander in instead. So even if he damages himself twice to get that up to a to get that up to 4 health, I can still use my Argent Commander to kill it. Basically I need him not to have a taunt. Oh yeah, that's really nice of you. For the what? For the what? Whoa! Nope. Nuh-uh. Alright, game over. Game off. I call game off. No game. No game. Not a game. Okay, I can keep the most things on the field if I make that attack and that attack. Okay, where are my taunts? All 0 of them because I don't value taunt. How much direct damage does he have in his hand for him to make that play?
So many possibilities.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he did.
I'll put it on your head.
What was I gonna say before the salt? I wouldn't have been surprised for him to tap, hit him in the face with a Floating Watcher, but to cast a card that will actually give me a huge advantage in my curve, like the Arcane Golem, and then run for my face. Not even using it as removal, just face. That's scary.
You're in trouble now.
Sludge Belcher gone. Okay, that's good. He has to have Void Callers in his deck. There's no reason for him to draft Succubus if he doesn't have Void Caller in his deck. The problem is, like, my easiest catch-up mechanism is Doomhammer and trade off my health. What health, though? The audience cries. Exactly, says Rhapsody. Oh no. I want to cast at least Doomhammer and Dark Iron Dwarf this turn, so I can't roll the totem. So I've got to go with that first. Okay. Is there any way I live through this? There is one way where I can live through this. No! Oh, yes, yes I do. Okay. Only just. He needs not to have 2 damage in this or in his tap. Oh, fuck me.
Well played.
Yeah, well played.
Well played.
I don't know where that game went so wrong, but it went horribly wrong at some point. What was it? The Dark Bomb? Was it the fact that he developed things behind his Void Caller while I was killing it? I don't think he did. I didn't even... and I had a decent... I don't...
For Doomhammer, the elements will destroy you.
Yep. That just happens sometimes.
Greetings, friend. Greetings, friend.
So the only way he gets away with one-for-oneing with the Murloc Tidehunter and River Crocolisk is if he now casts Murloc Tidehunter. Like, do you actually have that card? If not, you know. I'm gonna rely on his greed, and that he's gonna use the Amani Berserker to hit this. I wanna rely on that. I mean, he could straight trade, but I want him to do... He was doing the same thing to me that I'm gonna try to do to him. Okay, so he's gonna have 1 mana next turn. Brilliant. That actually changes something. Because it means he's likely not going to develop a minion this turn, which means that when he makes this attack and then that attack, this is going to be on 1 health and I'm not going to be able to kill it with Forked Lightning. Which means that I have to Shock Totem. I'm ahead-ish in terms of cards. I'm really hoping that he axes that a question. My curve is really sloppy right now. Come on, develop 2 3/2s. Do that. Please.
I wonder.
And then hit me in the face, not even the totem. Come on, is it Lamppost or I am Post? Not certain. I am, and if it is I am Post, is it
Wonder.
I am male? I'm postmodern? I'm a structure supported from the ground upwards, tending to be cylindrical or metal? I'm not certain. One of the problems of Lost Troll Strider, by the way, is that if he has another Forked Lightning, it will hit the Lost Troll Strider, and then he'll kill it with his weapon. Are you AFK? Are you actually AFK, friend? No, you aren't, because you hovered over the card at the very end. Here, a board full of totems.
There's little time.
You actually AFK? Am I gonna get another card out of the Manatide Totem? Oh my god. Alright, you might call me, you know, a bit of a dick for doing this, but I think this might be the only way that I win this game.
There's little time.
I'm just gonna quickly play my turns out, end my turn, as is my right, as... I'm not an American. Now, I'm not even looking for the correct plays. I'm just doing the fastest plays.
There's little time.
I wonder if he's having me on. He or she. I wonder if they have a grand strategy that relies on me thinking that they're AFK, filling the board, and then they leave. Yes. That is quite a strategy. You know what? Unbeatable. So that's my second Flame Tongue Golden Totem. So I'm clearly looking to go, you know, because I've got a Total Dominance quest, which is 7 wins, and then I've got a Victory quest, which is 3 wins. So I'm clearly looking to go at least 3 wins. I think this deck can go much more than 7. But it just hasn't been showing that strength. Maybe I've been, you know, making my decisions too fast.
Victory or death for Doomhammer.
Warlock has difficult time dealing... Warlock, sorry. Warrior is going to have difficult time dealing with Murloc Tidehunter unless he has a Cruel Taskmaster, and if he does, I have 2 Forked Lightnings for some fucking reason. Is that all of my Forked Lightnings in my opening hand?
Job's done.
Ah, there we go.
Greetings, friend.
Okay. Be a 3-2.
It's time for a little blood.
Did you fucking hear me? So I quite precisely wanted a 3-2, so that I could play... What is it with my opponents and having the most efficient removal for my minions?
Charge forward!
It's almost defensive.
I'll put it on your tab.
There's no really great way for me to deal with that, because Forked Lightning, I need to get really good value. I can't double Forked Lightning to remove that board and then not have a turn 5.
Drugs off.
Oh, are you fucking kidding me? And then trade. Now I definitely can't.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
Okay, so I've buffed it because if either of those has to hit the Stoneclaw Totem to remove it, they'll move themselves down to a point where I can... I'm getting very close to just using Violet Teacher, Forked Lightning, Forked Lightning.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Okay, so this is a Warsong Commander deck. Looks like everything is Warsong Commandable. Excellent. I'm astonished. I really am. I did not expect this. And in trying to play against the possibility of Lightning Storm, he's also accidentally going to play against the possibility of double Forked Lightning. Brilliant strategist, this Will TK man. Crush Shock. Okay, that might help.
Sorry that happened.
I'm gonna squelch you.
Pay attention, class.
I'm ready to win. I'm ready to learn.
These two right here.
I'm ready to learn.
Eh. Now I just don't want to see a Whirlwind. Or a Brawl. He's got way more cards than me. I have the board presence, though. He might have lethal. That could happen. Is that gonna happen?
No.
Is that actually gonna happen to me? Okay, so that was a pretty good play by him. To try and stop my, my very efficient removal of his Bolter Fist. So I'm gonna summon a totem first, in case I get the... Yep. That one.
I'm ready to learn. I shall do as you say.
Construction begins.
Okay. So, I'm gonna have the board presence, but I have no card draw except for the... Manatide Totem, which remains in my deck. And he's gonna have pretty solid removal. So, I've got the Manatide Totem, which remains in my deck, and I've also got the Gnomish Inventor. Of course. Yeah, I really can't do anything. Am I actually gonna, like, straight up just lose 3 games? I didn't even deserve to win that other one, I'll tell you that much, so... I might just straight up lose 3 games. Because I don't feel like I deserve to win the other one, so I'm not gonna count it as a real win. The other person just left, or disconnected or something. Or died.
Let the pain speak to me.
God. Taunt Totem, Taunt Totem, Taunt Totem, quick. I can't play the Manatide Totem. That would only be 3 health plus draw a card. I need that to be much bigger than that.
Try this.
Uh-huh. Alright, so... let me quickly count how dead I am. Very dead. Okay. Even without the weapon, I'm quite dead. Let's see if he realizes it. Okay. Weapon's being used. Stormwind Champion, excellent. Are you aware that I'm dead? You are. You're gonna kill that just for the trollolol value. And go for the face. Excellent. Where's the You're a Cunt button? Oh, there isn't one. Dang. Sorry that happened. Sorry that happened. We're at 1 and 2 with this deck. I'm astounded, to be perfectly George with you, because, let's face it, being frank is old. I'm really, really confused. Doesn't even look like I'm gonna get parity with this deck.
Versus Anduin.
I'm not even gonna get back into Arena. I need to complete that Total Dominance quest at this point to get back into Arena. Yep. I will admit, I am a salted man. I am a salted man.
Greetings, friend.
River Crocolisk, because somehow I might end up playing the Bloodsail Raider after I get my Doomhammer out, so it's, you know, the River Crocolisk is never going to be better than a 2 mana 2/3, whereas a Bloodsail Raider could be at some point.
Put this apple on your head.
I've got the coins, so he can't use Shadow Madness this turn, so instead of playing Bloodsail Raider, because if he Shadow Madness a River Crocolisk into a Bloodsail Raider, I end up with two ones, right? He just damages both of them. But if he Shadow Madness this into this, he gets to remove them, right? So that's my consideration. There's also the consideration of, well, he wouldn't Holy Smite a River Crocolisk, but he would Holy Smite a Knife Juggler. Okay.
X marks the spot. Catch.
So he can remove 2 of these from the board with the Shadow Madness that he has in hand. I'll still have a 2/3 though. It's a weird looking Shadow Madness. Wait, what? Draw the Murloc Tidehunter. That is not a Murloc Tidehunter, but hey, it's actually surprisingly about as good. Holy Nova. Holy Nova's the next big threat. Removes everything except for this. He's got card advantage, he's just losing life like crazy. So now he almost has board advantage. Anyone want to tell me what the problem with my hand is? You in the 3rd row. Ah yes, no fucking minions, very well said. If you like freezing so much, why don't you have some yourself? If only any of these... Well, Frost Shock does deal 1 damage to the hero. If only the rest of them dealt damage to the hero, yes, we could remove him instantly from life. It's times like this where your opponent isn't developing threats that Forked Lightning and Earth Shock and Frost Shock all seem like really stupid cards. Ah. Congratulations on your Frost Shock. I hope you have a good time with your Frost Shock.
Special delivery!
I'm gonna roll the totem. I'm gonna get the Wrath of Air totem, which is gonna be really good. Okay. So... in lieu of getting the Wrath of Air totem... I'm gonna do that for the board removal. Try and remove my board now, Blackout. Huh. Oh my god.
I am the blade of the gods.
It's almost insane how real Assault is. Okay, let's count our damage. We have a total of 15, maybe 16 if we roll the correct totem. Hello? Excellent work. So we do have 16. I'm just gonna trade that off, because unless I draw Doomhammer, that is a useless card. If with 8 mana, his best play was heal self, and then play Priestess of Elune, I can't imagine that his 9 mana play is amazing. So his 10 mana play is Mind Control. You've got that many cards in hand, you're playing shit plays in your earlier turns, you have a Mind Control. So he's got Mind Control, might have Deathwing, might have Ysera, might have Malagos, might have just one of those high-end 9 mana legendaries, maybe even Onyxia. Good news is if he does cast Onyxia or anything like that, even with Ogre Brute missing, I can still kill him, right? 5, 1, 2 from Frost Shock. I wonder if he remembers that I have a Frost Shock in hand. I'm gonna Earth Shock that, by the way. Oh, it's all of its combo? Oh, honey. Really? Well, I have some bad news. It's really weird when you run into, you know, decks like that where they've got that sudden combo. I mean, fucking like 6 power overwhelming, you know, Mogashan Inner Fire, those types of things. Because you wonder, like, is this the first time that's worked for you? And it didn't even work that time, so has that ever worked for you? Because I've tried to draft that type of stuff before, and often no. Grift the Shaman.
For Doomhammer.
Okay, Bloodstar Raider, keep, Stormwind Knight, throw, Darkscale Healer, throw. I would like some early game that isn't shithouse. Here we go. Hey, that's actually not bad. Greet him. Makes sense. I could get a real big Unbound Elemental. The fuck is a yip dip but dip but bar? Okay. Lightning Bolt, Rockbiter Weapon. Those are the types of things I want him not to have in his hand. Ah yes, Iron Fur Grizzly. Ah yes. That is a reskin of the Iron Fur Grizzly for anyone who is unfamiliar.
Die, landlubber.
I attack into it because if he buffs that by casting an Overload spell this turn, then he can kill the Bloodstar Raider for free. Because it would be a 3-5, right? And then he only has to hit it once, right? Now he has to take damage from the Bloodstar Raider twice. It's also worthy to note that he is very likely, after coining out an Unbound Elemental on turn 2, to play a Feral Spirits to follow it up, which is 3 mana spell, summon 2 3s with Taunt, and Overload 2. And since it's Overload, you end up with, you know, an S-load of stats. I should have rolled the totem first. Just so you know. By roll the totem, I mean I should have gotten a totemic call out. Now, this is actually surprisingly... No, it's not, because but it's okay. Because it gives him the priority target over here, where this should be his priority target. So now he has 2 priority targets. Uh-oh, Rockbiter Weapon. So he had Lightning Bolt and Rockbiter Weapon. I couldn't have really assumed that. It's just unfortunate that he did. Nope, cannot Shattered Sun Cleric and Naked Board. No sir. It's about as valuable as that totem.
Engaging TC-130, mental dislocator.
Engaging TC-130, Mental Dislocator. Big dude, welcome Hex. Did I even get a Hex in my deck? Did I even get offered a Hex? I don't think so. Okay, so... Feral Spirits, Rockbiter Weapon, Lightning Bolt, Unbound Elemental, maybe not TC-130. Okay, so yes, Salty Dog, excellent. So he doesn't... So not all of his cards are just straight out of constructed decks. That's good to hear.
Elements guide me.
Now, I'm kind of hoping there's no Wind Fury shenanigans with the Salty Dog. I'm assuming the Salty Dog has to kill my Bolt of Vistoga. Especially because I can turn around and take 14 damage to kill the Salty Dog if I'd really like to. But if I'd really like to.
Drag no stupid.
Ah! Right. Well. That's a problem. Now I'm going to start using these charges at the face because I only have 10 life, and I need to stop hitting minions. I have managed to successfully hit a total of 2 minions. Taken 6 damage from my own weapon, which means that my opponent has dealt 14. Not particularly proud of those statistics.
For the Lich King!
Oh.
fix anything.
Not not a huge fan of all of the things going on this board at the moment. I can't kill everything I need to kill.
Elements guide me.
I'm gonna rely on him not having 3 damage. 3 damage, you say? But, Rhapsody, you've only played around him having 1 damage. Dark Scale Healer.
Job's done.
The thing is, if I didn't remove the Spectral Knight, I was basically already dead.
Pay attention, class.
My opponent can basically just flood the board all over the top of me, so that's really intriguing.
We must cleanse the Sunwell.
After all of that, I'm still dead.
Hey, give me a minute.
Elements guide me.
I wasn't dead.
Elements guide me. Well played.
I wasn't dead. I could have saved myself 1 damage by killing the Cogmaster with the Earth Shock. Of course, I'd still died at 1 damage at any point in the video game, but I wouldn't have been dead that turn. That was a huge misplay, and I deserved the loss. Oh god. I need gold from somewhere. I need a generous donation of gold. Oh, that's actually a surprising amount of gold for the amount of bullshit. Okay, let's open this GVG pack. Yeah. Golden Common! Excellent! I disenchant all of my gold, so that's brilliant. Kazan Mystic, it's really nice to see. I've only ever got 1 of those. From the pack opening video I did. Most of all, I'm disappointed in myself. That deck could have gone way better. What do I even call it? It's a shaman that should have done better. Like, if it wasn't too long, I would have called it should've, would've, could've, right? That might just be the tagline that I put when I tweet this, though. What is it going to be? Shaman. Curvus Interruptus, like Coitus Interruptus, except for the fact that our opponent fucked up our curves. No. It's gotta be something like, what is it? There's gotta be something. There has to be something. The problem is, when there's so few matches, you can't, like, determine any standout cards. You know what, I'm just gonna call it Brutish, just because of how much I kind of, like, got the vapors over the Ogre Brute when I was drafting it. So that's gonna be episode Hearthstone Arena something. Unfortunately, I haven't rendered the previous one, so I don't know. Episode 130 something. We played a Shaman, we went 2-3. I am devastated by that because it was a really good deck. I made a few misplays, but I don't think I made enough misplays to go 2-3. It's going to be called Brutish. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself. If you have, please click like. It does help me get my content out to new people. There's also a playlist in the description down below for Arena, Ranked, which is just restarted, which has restarted by now, by the time this has gone up. And Adventures. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourself, and we'll see you next time.